We got NFL Week 12 picks against the spread continuing. We did the first 4 games for the Thanksgiving Day and the Black Friday, and we went 3-1 in those games. Now, I got crushed on the Jets. Yep, I was really confident that we was going to make a bold prediction that the Jets was going to somehow upset. They got blown out, right? They got destroyed. It wasn't even close. It was like, blowout. And we should have knew that, of course. But let's get the rest of the games going. We're going to go through each game list by list and pick out games against the spread. And I'm excited because I think we have some major opportunities here on Sunday that can fill your pockets up for Cyber Monday. I know if you lost money on that following us on Friday, you got a chance to make it back up this weekend because we got a couple games that I really like. And also, this might be one of the better weeks in the NFL as far as games, right? Like I know the Thanksgiving games, you got a couple blowouts. You had the upset with Green Bay beating the Lions. Not really an upset being that the Lions lose every single year on Thanksgiving. But and then the Jets get blown out on Black Friday. But we do have some nice games coming up. Some more division opponents and stuff like that. So we're gonna go over it right now. Week 12 picks against the spread, sponsored by nobody. We have, what was that? Saints at the Falcons. That's the early game. Saints are 2-point favorites. Not 2.5, I was about to say 2.5. They're 2-point favorites in this game. And it's pretty much a pick 'em. They're on the road in Atlanta against the Falcons. Now, the Falcons look like they were going to be the team that was going to win the division, right? We'll see if the Saints can get a little streak going on here. They can put together some wins. They may be the ones to win this division. Saints are currently 5-5. They could strengthen their hold on first place by beating the Falcons, who are 4-6. Falcons they're on a 3-game losing streak right now. The Atlanta Falcons, leaving Coach Arthur Smith surprised but grateful his team remains in contention in a very weak division. I mean, the weakest division in probably the history of football. Okay, maybe not the history, but it's pretty weak, to say the least. The division is not good. So, 7 games left. This is a must-win for the Falcons, right? If they want to keep their division hopes alive, because it's safe to say like the winner of the division will make the playoffs, but the second-place team probably won't because of how everything plays out. So, who do I like in this game? Let's see who starts. So, Derek Carr was removed from the Saints injury report on Thursday after practicing in a full practice on Wednesday. Jameis Winston threw 2 touchdown passes and 2 late interceptions in the game after taking over for Carr against the Vikings. So the Falcons, of course, faced uncertainty at quarterback during the bye. Arthur Smith said that on Monday, he said that Ridder would be reinstated as the starter. Veteran Tyler Hankey started the last 2 games before leaving the Falcons' loss at Arizona on November 12th with a hamstring injury. Hankey was limited in practice on Wednesday and Thursday. Logan Woodside is the other option as Ridder's backup. So Ridder is going to be back. That's not a big assurance but he is 5-1 at home as a starter. So I guess that's the silver lining in that. New Orleans had 18 sacks this year, tied for New England for the 3rd fewest in the NFL. The Saints did sign Jason Pierre-Paul. I can't believe Pierre-Paul's still in the league. I thought he retired. His role so far is not clear. So Jason Pierre-Paul, you know about Pierre-Paul. He's been around a while. So we'll see how that works out. Now, when it comes to this game, the Falcons at home, Ridder played pretty decent at home, 5-1. I'm going to take the Falcons here at home. Give me the Falcons and the +2. I'm going with the Falcons. Take the Falcons. Just do your thing there. All right. Take the Falcons. Next, one of the big games here. Now, obviously, the Steelers have an opportunity here to win this game and go to 7-4. They're going to be playing against Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. Jake Browning will be the starter for the Cincinnati Bengals. Jake Browning. AFC North rivals will get a chance to set the tone for the rest of the season when they meet on Sunday, with the loser potentially facing a difficult road to stay in the crowded and competitive AFC North race. So let's face it, the loser of this game is eliminated from playoff contention, or at least from division title contention. So the Steelers have a prime opportunity here to do something. Now the Bengals may already be in that spot, right? I mean, you lose your franchise quarterback, you're not winning any division games. But it will be official after this week if that happens. Who is Jake Browning? Jake Browning, a 27-year-old from the former of the University of Washington. He was a University of Washington star, went undrafted in 2019 and ended up on the Vikings practice squad. Browning was signed to the Bengals practice squad back in 2021 and 2022. With Burrow sidelined with a calf injury during training camp this summer, Browning beat out the more experienced Trevor Siemian for the backup job. So the guy earned his backup spot. He wasn't just some guy they found off the street. So apparently he knows the system, right? Because when you're a backup quarterback, you could make the case the backup quarterback is probably one of the most, if not the most important position, besides quarterback, obviously, because the backup has to be ready when the starter goes down. So the fact that Browning won the job, maybe he knows the system a lot better than a guy like a Trevor Siemian, who seems to always get backup gigs. He's always getting signed for some reason. So he did see action in 6 preseason games in the past 2 years. Made a brief regular season debut in week 1, attempting 1 pass. So you know, this is a guy who he's familiar with what Cincinnati likes to do, and he played already a little bit, and I guess they like him enough to bring him back. So we will see. But it's going to be Pickett versus Canada. Pickett versus Browning, right? Who would have had that on the bingo card? But there's other things to look out for here. You still got Jamal Chase. You got George Pickens for the Steelers. So we will see how that game turns out. But for the pick, which you guys been waiting for, of course, this is a 2.5 point spread. The Steelers are 2.5 point favorites in this game. Honestly, it's a home game for the Bengals, which means that the Steelers are actually the favorite by probably a point or 2. I think this is an opportunity for Pittsburgh. I'm going to give the Steelers the edge here. Take the Steelers and the 2.5 on the road. It's a division game, probably going to be low scoring for the most part. Steelers could probably win this by 3 and be okay. So take the Steelers as a road favorite. All right, so moving on, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. Now, this is probably one of the most interesting games of the week, at least on Sunday, because you got a team in the Houston Texans who, with a rookie quarterback, through week 12 has a chance to be in first place in the AFC South if they could beat the Jags. Jags are 7-3 on the year. Houston 6-4. First place on the line, up for grabs. Can the Houston Texans, with their rookie quarterback, take first place in the AFC South? It's been 2 months. Jags are still thinking about their lopsided defeat in the first meeting with the Houston Texans this season as they prepare to play them again Sunday. Remember what happened, guys. Remember what Houston Texans did. Okay? Remember that. 37-17. And a win on Sunday will then pass the Jags as they have the tiebreaker, and they will have about a game, maybe 2-game lead, because of sweep plus the division lead. I mean, this is crazy, the way Houston beat the crap out of Jacksonville. And this time the game's in Houston, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think the game's in Houston this time. Yes, it is. So they went to Jacksonville and beat up on the Jags earlier in the year. Now, the teams are different now. You know, you got games under your belt. Maybe you're in the rhythm now. Hopefully you could take advantage of that and beat them. But we'll see. Now, the Texans have seemed to have the Jags number, right? winning 10 of the last 11 and 21 of the last 26. This is uncharted territory for a rookie quarterback. Second rookie in NFL history to have 3 straight 300 passing yards, and that's C.J. Stroud for the Houston Texans. Jaguars ranked near the bottom of the league in pass defense, giving up over 250 yards passing per game. In week 1, Stroud threw for 200. Week 3, Stroud threw for 280 yards. So Stroud, there's a lot of yards available for C.J. Stroud, as he's second in the league in passing yards. This guy's primed to throw for over 300 yards in this one. So it's safe to say he's going to have 4 straight games of 300 plus yards. This is going to be crazy. Jags are unbeaten on the road this year, though, so that's a nugget to think about, having won all 5 games outside of Jacksonville. They suck in Jacksonville. They play better outside of Jacksonville. They won at Indianapolis, they won at New Orleans, and at Pittsburgh. They also won consecutive games against Atlanta and Buffalo in London. Last time Jags won 5 road games in the same season was back in 2007. Okay? Can they do it again? This is a game that's a big game. They got beat last time. I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars here because I think revenge is coming. You cannot get swept by a rookie quarterback and expect to be a Super Bowl contender. You get swept by the I'm telling you right now, if you get swept by the Houston Texans by a rookie quarterback, you're not serious about winning the Super Bowl, right? You're not really serious about making a deep playoff run. So this is a big game. Jags -2. Take the Jags. I like the Texans. I wouldn't be shocked if the Texans pulled it off. But like if this spread was like 4 or 5, I would have went Houston. But it's 2. I mean, it's pretty much a pick 'em. And I think the Jags have a lot more to lose here than Houston. Houston's they're playing with house money. They're like, hey, we're just playing. We're not expected to do much. And those type of teams are dangerous, right? Teams that don't have much to play for. They're like, we got a rookie quarterback. We're out here. We're playing. We're going to be spoilers. But I think the Jaguars have something to prove here. They must win this game. They must win it. And I think they will. So take the Jags. Let's go. What's next? What do we got? We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Colts up in Indy. This might be one of the worst games of the week. The Colts, a lot of small point spreads this week too. I guess the wise guys are playing it safe after what happened over the holiday weekend. Colts are 2.5-point favorites at home. Colts hope to make a playoff push by turning around their home record against the Buccaneers. Playoff push, I mean, I don't know about that. Colts are 5-5 on the season. Buccaneers 4-6. Both teams are third place in their respective the divisions. Over under is 40, almost 46. So they're looking at some points on the board here. Baker Mayfield versus Gardner Minshew. You know what? I'm going to take the Colts in this one. At home, I like the Colts and the -2.5. All right. There we go. No nuggets to go over. That game sucks anyway. No one's going to watch it. Next up, we got the New England Patriots, my Patriots, and the New York Giants. So 2 last place teams in the East of each conference, each division. Patriots 2-8. Dreadful, terrible team. We've been bad all year. Giants also been bad, but we have a Mac Jones versus Tommy DeVito matchup. And Mac Jones, 10 interceptions on the season, 10 touchdowns. He's just not great. And the funny thing was, I knew this was going to be a problem because I remember after the first few weeks, Mac Jones was like number 1 in the league in attempts, 1 or 2, and everyone was bragging about it. Oh, Mac is great. He had like 70 yards. I said, he's not going to win. You're not going to win. And people were talking shit saying, oh, you're hating. I said, if Mac is throwing the ball 40 times a game, the Patriots are not winning any games like that. I said they need to establish a run. They haven't done that all season at all. And part of that is the bad offensive line, right? Ramondre Stevenson's averaging 3.8 yards a carry for the Pats. He got about 482 yards, 126 carries. So bringing in Zeke will also help. It hasn't. The receiving core, the leading receiver is Demario Douglas. Really? Come on, you signed Juju, you brought back Parker, you gave these guys money, and your leading receiver, you brought in tight ends, and your leading receiver is Demario Douglas, who has no touchdowns, 30 receptions. Terrible. Kendrick Bourne's out with the ACL, he's done. Brantley for Pat's hamstring. Daniel Jones out. Of course, Darius Slayton's also out for the Giants. But as bad as the Patriots offense is, the New York Giants offense is probably worse. Let's just be honest. The New York Giants offense is worse. The Patriots got a better defense. There's not much to go with this game. I take the Pats no matter what. Pats are 4-point favorites. Take the Patriots in the 4. I don't bet against the Pats. So, let's move on. We got Panthers and the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee 1-9, Titans 3-7. I like the Titans at home in this game. The Tennessee Titans at home. Take the Titans and the -3.5. We're not going to go over that. Bryce Young versus Will Levis will face off as NFL rookies after never playing each other in the SEC, believe it or not. They have never played each other despite playing in the same conference. Will Levis, the future of the Tennessee Titans. Let's move on. The LA Rams at 4-6, taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals at home at 2-9. Terrible team as well. There's a lot of terrible teams this year. Matthew Stafford, Kyler Murray. Who do I like in this game? I'm taking the Rams. Puka Nacua is the big target here that you love if you're a fantasy stud. This guy is a stud. He's been putting up some numbers. Take the Rams in the -3. And Puka Nacua is your guy for fantasy. Just a little nugget out there. That's a bonus tip. A bonus obvious tip, right? I mean, duh. Who didn't know that guy can play? Now, here's a game, 3 o'clock on Fox. The Cleveland Browns and the Denver Donkeys. Denver is 2-point favorites. Denver have turned their season around. They're 2-point favorites. And I'm going with Denver here because they have turned things around. They look really good. They're playing good defense. They're playing good offense. Russell Wilson, 19 TDs and 4 picks on the year. He's going up against DTR, who's absolutely trash. Yeah, this is an easy one, man. Come on, guys. Do we need to waste time on this? It's Denver. Just take the Donkeys. All right. The Kansas City Chiefs and the L Raiders. The loss. I was about to say LA Raiders. Wages Raiders. The Chiefs are 9.5-point favorites, and this game is in Vegas. So who knows what kind of situation that's going to be, as the Kansas City Chiefs have a bit of offensive problems going on. Right, guys dropping passes. There's a bit of a issue going on in Kansas City. Right, the offense ain't looking that sharp. So, but they're still finding a way to win games, which is good. But being 9.5-point favorites, I don't know if I think that spreads a bit to me. We're going with the Raiders here. It's a division game. You know my rule with division and big spreads. Take the Raiders in the +9.5. I think that with the struggles of the Chiefs offense a little bit, I think that this game would be a lot closer. The Chiefs probably win by like 4, maybe 5-ish. Bills and Eagles. Eagles are 9-1. Bills 6-5, and a weird 6-5, right? Because you're like, this is the Buffalo got to be careful here. Like, they need this game probably more than the Eagles. Buffalo got lucky because if the Jets would have somehow won their game, if they would have won, that would have really made things difficult. But lucky for the Bills, the Jets lost. Miami beat them, so the cushion is there. But the Bills, you don't want to have 6 losses here because other considerations when it comes to the AFC. Because it looks like the Dolphins may win the AFC East. I know it's hard for me to even say that, but it might happen. So the Bills got to be careful, though, because there's other teams to consider when it comes to playoff spots in second place. It's not a guarantee that the Bills will make the postseason, right? You got to consider those factors. So Buffalo needs to be careful here. I think Buffalo needs to win this game. This is probably a must-win for Buffalo. But the problem is it's the Eagles, and I don't think they're going to do it. So take the Eagles and the -3. Vegas is respecting Buffalo enough to give the Eagles only a 3-point favorite at home, right? They're not getting that large 6-7 point spread that Kansas City's got. So the respect is there, at least from Vegas side of things, that the Bills could go into Philly and win that game. On neutral field, they're saying that these teams are even. I disagree. I think the Eagles are better than Buffalo. I don't like Buffalo. I don't think they're that good. I think they're overrated. I think Josh Allen's overrated. Take the Eagles. Easy. That's a lock of the week right there, guys. Lock of the week, Eagles -3 at home. They should easily be a touchdown favorite, in my opinion. All right, let's go to the next one here. We got the Baltimore Ravens and the LA Chargers. I don't know what is going on with the Chargers this year. They disappointed me big time. They're supposed to be Super Bowl contenders, and they have flat out fell on their face. The Ravens shocked me this year. Ravens looking to remain on top of the AFC with a primetime road win in LA. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens head into LA as the top seed in the AFC right now. They are currently the #1 seed in the AFC, and they're looking to keep it that way, but not so fast. Not so fast. I'm telling you right now. This is the game where the LA Chargers bounce back. I know I said that for the last 3-4 weeks, but I'm confident that they will do it. Now, the Ravens defense is vicious. That goddamn defense is vicious. I mean, that's one of the most vicious defenses that you see. They're not 2000 Ravens defense, but man, in an era where the ball's flying all over the place and passing yards and teams are throwing like crazy, the Ravens defenses, those dudes are no joke. They're currently 3rd in the league in pass defense, right? They give up about 169 yards per game in the air, but there is some room for running if you have a nice running attack. They give up about 103, 104 yards, which is 13th in the league, but they don't give up any points, right? And they're stingy on third down. They're stingy on points. Can the Chargers do anything? Chargers have a top 10 scoring, top 10 offense, going up against a top 5 defense. We'll see who wins out. I like the Chargers. They're at home. That's the edge. +3. Take the Chargers. And they're underdogs at home. This is an easy peasy 1-2-3. Last game, Monday Night Football, the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are 6-5, and I'll tell you what, the Vikings just won't go away. They're 3-point favorites at home against the Bears. Bears are one of the most disappointing teams in football, but they're gonna have some top picks come next year. Justin Fields versus Josh Dobbs. Who do I like in this game? It's Monday Night Football. Take the Vikings. I'll take Josh Dobbs on Monday night and the -3. I think the Bears should tank. They're probably going to tank. So that's that. Let's recap real quick, guys. We got the Vikings, Chargers +3, Eagles, Raiders +9.5, Denver, Rams, Titans, Patriots, Colts, Jags, Steelers, Falcons +2. And that is the picks for week 12. Do as you please. We are not responsible if you lose your house, your mortgage, anything, your wife, your car, your job, or your life. Okay? That's that. All right, guys. This is week 12 picks against the spread. Enjoy your weekend. And don't forget, if you do win big, you got Cyber Monday coming up. Treat yourself. That's all I got to say. We got some more videos coming up this week on Sports Steady TV on YouTube and Sports Steady Live. I'll be doing some stuff like that. You got any suggestions on any kind of videos you want done, send me an email at sportsteady@protonmail.com, sportsteady@protonmail.com, and I will get back to you, or someone will get back to you. See you guys later. Enjoy your week. Sports page run by sports fans. Peace.